Hey guys, Levy Freeman here, and today we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 Endsieg mod. So this video, I think I'm gonna play the 1944 scenario, like it's gonna say in the video title, which I have yet to doodle. But it will be 1944. And I know some of you guys will say, why are you bitching out? Why aren't you playing the 1945 Endsieg scenario? So I did try a few times the Endsieg 45 scenario. I think I went through like 8 Hitlers. I don't know if that situation is winnable. I mean, I still have like a few ideas that you might want to try over there, but it was just like getting like maybe a little bit depressing, I think. I will show you what I wound up with though after a bit. So not that over here. We have. Come on. Okay, there we go. So we have this. I'll load the save file here from like my best attempt at the 1945. Was here in April. The game starts on 20th March in the 1945 Endsieg scenario. So as you can see, my strategy here was to kind of hold this horseshoe. And the reason you kind of like why this line is like a winner is like this is where all your oil is, and if you have no oil, you're very fucking dead. So you have to really hold on to Leipzig to keep control of the Saxony. But it's pretty tough. You get pushed pretty hard. You merge all your divisions together to try and scrape together some sort of defense that isn't like full of holes. Like we do have some superiority on this side. Like we might even be able to, maybe from this position you can push. But the issue is that the air situation is like pretty abysmal for Germany. Yeah, pretty bad. And like your infrastructure is all shot to shit. Or was. Maybe we repaired it. We were on, yes. Infrastructure, yeah, it's all shot to fucking shit. Your troops can barely even move. Like, you look at this, some of these panzer divisions here, these infantry that are moving, and they are, that's not too bad. But the tanks are moving at about 1 kilometer an hour. Generally, they move at about 1 kilometer an hour. The forest terrain sucks. It's pretty difficult to get anything done. I wonder, actually, now that I think about it, like, what if we actually tried to push out over here? Of course, I have no tanks on this side. The tanks are preoccupied. Could we actually push the Allies from this scenario, now that I look at it? Could we push the Allies? Munich is falling. I mean, that was going to happen. I was purely defending before, but let's give her a test here. Let's see if we can go. We might be able to. Maybe Rommel can get something done over here. Like I notice there's only 1 paratrooper. We could try to maybe make an attack over here into the French lines. I think it's unlikely. Superiority in the air zone. The air zone. Yeah, we're getting pushed back by the Soviets already. Like, no, I don't think. We need to have had the tanks in position here. Field marshal over there. That was even open. Unfortunately, these tank divisions are also like not very good tank divisions too. Is also the problem. See, already we're not able to win this fight. Of course, it is also over. and then the Soviets are pushing it hard over here. Yes, I don't think that would have actually. I don't think that would have helped. Maybe with the infantry we could have pushed. Like even one division is enough to hold us there. So no, I don't think the offensive over here would have really gone all that helpful. Yeah, but this is like, I don't want to waste too much time on this because I think it's like a dead scenario. Like we're already losing over here. But this was like that was the kind of the strategy I pulled. I got to like this kind of horseshoe scenario, like. Maybe like another one, like I know one of the solutions for some of these is like you can kind of drag this line down through Munich over here. Maybe if you're able to build a bunker over here, which is unlikely, but you can kind of hold over here instead of doing the horseshoe. You just have like one kind of really thin line that comes through most of your victory points, and you try and hold that line. You could that'd be another alternative defensive line. I think that might be viable. But I went for the horseshoe, so we did that. Of course, I kept the tanks over here to hold this river line, so the Soviets weren't able to walk us quite so easily. But that was a strategy that I pursued. Consolidate divisions. You start with more than like 200, I think, but they're all like 1/3 strength, so you wind up with around 70 divisions that are actually fieldable. And then you have some guys over here, and if you are the AI tends to walk away from that pocket. And you can just usually walk into this port if you wait a little bit, and then have all those guys come over here, and you can save them in more than full strength. So that's what I did, and I eventually got to the May 22nd, and you get an event after a bit, like you have Hitler's birthday, so on and so forth, and eventually you'll get an event where someone goes to negotiate with the Allies. I don't know, but I made it to May 22nd, and we got some abomination of like some sort of scripted peace deal. Like the war ended, we pieced out with the Soviets and the Allies, but we were still on the board. And like, if you let this go for a bit, like they will take Berlin off of you, like something happens, and then they leave you with this. So like I dragged it out for that long, anyways, until the date you see there. And this is what happened. This is what happens if you survive to the 22nd in the 1945 Endsieg scenario. Of course, Hitler is still your leader, and your capital is in Dresden. It's like I'm pretty sure that's bugged. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think you're just supposed to capitulate after they've pushed you in so far, but you don't. So I did technically save Hitler from the 1945 Endsieg scenario. Yeah, so like there was that. That was like my experience with 1945 Endsieg. I don't know if that scenario is actually winnable. It might be. Maybe if you were more aggressive with your tanks. Like the Allied line is pretty thin. So like there might be some opportunities to make some plays over there. But at the same time, the Soviets are like basically already over here at this river line. And your line has gaps in it. Like there's no units in this tile. And that's kind of another annoying thing about Endsieg is like you have. Sometimes it's difficult to tell where the tiles are because they split. Like Berlin is like 3 or 4 different tiles, maybe even 5 different tiles, just Berlin alone. You can't really see where, like, especially when there's units near them, you can't really see where the fucking lines are, and it's like super annoying. That was like the 1945 Endsieg scenario attempt. I tried that a whole bunch of times. And I didn't really. It was getting a little bit depressing, and I didn't really feel like giving it too much more in that attempt. But that's what I came up with, and I was able to last this long, and I'm on to put this abomination. So that is what it is. But we're not going to do that today. What we are going to do is we are going to attempt the 1944 scenario, which I think a couple other guys on YouTube have tried. I saw a few videos. Some guys made some attempts. So we will also try the 1944 scenario, which I have done a little bit. And it seems, I don't have a solution for it yet, but it seems like the 1944 scenario is definitely winnable. So actually, like if you want to change your screen name, what you can do is like you can go to multiplayer and you can change your screen name over here. I'll show you this. We'll be XXX Eva for Eva underscore 69 underscore XXX. We will have appropriate name for this this campaign, and we will go 1944 scenario. And we will pick, of course, our good friend Evil Mustache Man. And we'll just play regular game rules. I think one of the kind of more annoying things about these Endsieg scenarios that you have is like you're already at war. You have no setup time. Like they're already attacking you as soon as you start the game. And if you don't win, you have to go back out and you have to go in. You have to organize all your army and shit again. And it's pretty frustrating. So like if you want to make multiple attempts, and we probably are going to have multiple attempts, the Iron Man mode probably isn't a smart idea. It's just going to lead to a lot of like annoying resets that you're going to have to deal with. So I'm just going to play regular game rules. I think the scenario is supposed to be challenging enough already. Although it'd be pretty fucking big dick to go Elite Iron Man mode off this, wouldn't it? But you know, that ain't me. I just have an average dick size. We'll log in over here, and I don't know why our camera's panning around like a fucking madman. That's annoying. Okay, we're back. Welcome to the mod, December 1944. Welcome, my friend. How is your day going? That should be a question mark. You have chosen the December 16th, 1944 scenario. On the Western Front, German troops under the cover of a fog, which has thankfully put the Allied force out of action, have started their one last gamble, starting a major surprise counteroffensive with hopes to cut off the Allies by taking Antwerp and destroying 4 of the Allied armies. 4 of the Allied armies in Antwerp? Okay. In the east, the Red Army has just barely entered Germany, liberating Romania, Bulgaria, and a chunk of Yugoslavia, pushing into Hungary. The time has now come, the final fight for the fatherland. Is it too late for Germany? In Asia, and the Americans have just recently landed in the Philippines, and the Japanese Navy has been practically wiped out with a few remnants remaining. The hold on China is still strong. Find any bugs, something or other. Okay, fine. Axis are on our knees. So we're going to lose a whole bunch of manpower. And watch our manpower drop. 9! The Iron Youth! Oh well. It's World War II, I have a whole bunch of bugs. So I guess the mod's buggy. Thanks for the tip. And you have these game tweak options. I'm just gonna play default. I don't know really what any of this stuff does. War exhaustion options, madman options. I think we'll just play. Like there is this mechanic for war exhaustion. I'm not sure exactly what that does, but we are pretty war exhausted. I think it has to do with your war support starts hurting from it. But we're not gonna do any game tweaks. We'll just play standard. Hopefully that's the way it's meant to be played. So we are 1944 in Germany. So a couple things going on from the setup. Like on the map, you'll see we have this one pocket of troops over here. These guys are stranded. They have no port. And you know what? In the 1945 scenario, the Soviets kind of walk off this. I think they must have set a battle plan or something and forgot about this. But the Soviets will walk off, and you can kind of take this port and get these guys out. I don't know if that's possible in the 1944 scenario. The Soviets seem pretty keen on attacking into these guys, and usually they die. But we will attempt to save them. We'll build a couple ports. 48 days they're going to have to hold on for, though. That's tough. I will give these guys their own army over here. We will go with extra supplies guy. And maybe this guy over here. We will have these guys garrison, I don't know, Uruguay, to get the general cap. And we will have them, I guess, hold their positions there and try not to die. Yes. Fortunately, we have 3 Panzer divisions over here too, which sucks. That sucks. Okay, so in this pocket, we'll go over the templates and we'll talk about that stuff later. But I will go over like what you start out with, and like this isn't as fucked up as a 1945 scenario, but things are still pretty bad for you. So you have those guys over there. There's that pocket, and then we have our guys on the east. Those guys somewhere else right now. We have our puppets with what's left in the Balkans. Okay. So this will be our one front, and then over here we have the guys in the west. Also, we have a few units over here on the coast. Looks like I put those guys in the east group. That's fine. And then we have some units in Norway. We will. Where are these guys at? Alright, these are west. This pocket. And these guys in the east, we'll call these guys probably dead. Okay, so what else? Yeah, okay, so we got a couple divisions over here, and like these are pretty big names. I think we just disband these guys right off the bat. We do start with two of these divisions over here. We're just gonna disband them right off the top. Okay. I don't see any, like, you know, we're not gonna. Those islands aren't all that important. You know, we're not feasibly gonna be able to defend them, I don't think. So we have that. That's our army. We dealt with that. So, your situation here. So in this mod, you get this industrial society thing, and I guess if you're like some shitty third world country, you have like a different modifier over here. So we get like bonuses to like a bunch of different things, you see. And if you're like some shithole country over here, you know, shithole being third world or not very advanced, you get pretty rough debuffs. So I guess if you're trying to play this mod, and you weren't playing like an actual world power or something like that, you're gonna have a fucking rough time, because it's like you're not on the even playing ground. Like you have that rule set against you. It looks like, so it's gonna be pretty tough to, like, you know, pull off a Wakanda. But we in Germany, we don't have to worry about that. We are in fact an industrial society, and then we have the autarky focus, I guess, which I think is similar to vanilla. We've got some rocketry. We still are angry that we're a loser, and, you know, judging by the current situation, we are still losing. So maybe we're even more bitter now. We have a surrender limit plus 20%. Hopefully we don't need that, but, you know, maybe we will. And we have some air innovations. Now, you know, I don't think the jet fighters are going to save us. Not with this. Not with our abysmal fuel scenario. Our leader, of course, is Adolf Hitler, who gives us 25% political power gain. Occupied territories. So we're occupying a bunch of things, and for some confusing reason, the developers decided that a heavy tank, and this is like a pretty dumb template you'll see in a minute, but heavy tanks are what you need to garrison your fucking guys. Which is insane. Like, I don't know why they would do that. But in any case, I don't think any of these guys are actually resisting. So I think maybe the mod just does not use the La Resistance mechanics. So I don't think that really matters, and I'm not sure if you really need to change anything over here. But we will click local police force, and we don't want our heavy tanks going there, obviously. So maybe we will spend 5 army XP to get ourselves like a 1 cab garrison template. But in the meantime, we have, like, I think one of these units has an MP in it. It's a Shirung's division or whatever. So we'll set that for now. But, like, this isn't taking up anything. This isn't taking up anything at the moment. So, you know, I guess that's okay. Maybe we go no garrison even. We'll see. We will see. So, we are the faction leader of the Axis. We are 100% fasci, and we have no laws in government. I guess, but you start with a nice handful of political power to make some changes. You are on scraping the barrel, and like one thing about this mod too, if you look at how much manpowers you actually get, Extensive drops to 3.5, service is only 7, all adult service only 10, and scraping the barrel is only 12. So you do not get nearly as much manpower as you do from vanilla. And like even, I think some of these penalties are a bit harsher too, like the extensive conscription, like scraping the barrel, negative 70% across all that shit. So we have enough manpower in reserve. It's going to take us a while to demobilize anyways, and we need equipment. We need equipment very badly. So like scraping the barrel is like absolutely awful. We probably don't want to be on that, so we probably don't want to make that change. Specialist training. So you have the choice over here. You can improve your train. You can improve your experience gain and organization at the cost of training time, or you can go the opposite direction. You have propaganda press. So you can pay stability to get recovery rate and some war goal and political things, or you can go free press and it's the opposite. Education investment gives you research speed at the cost of civilian factory construction speed, and there are varying tiers that you can go with, up until like the other way too, do minimal. To get you a bonus at the cost of, so I guess you're sending your guys to fucking college instead of university, I guess. And they're going to be a bunch of carpenters and stuff and build shit. That's not useful at all, right? But maybe that is what you'd want to be. Minimal education investment in like your early game to build up your construction. Maybe that's what you want. So sometimes it's better to have a bunch of tradesmen than a bunch of arts majors. Who would have thought? So limited exports we have right now. And we can go all the way up to the free trade if we were so desired, or we could close our economy, which maybe we will want to do, and we are on the war eco, which is probably what we want. Of course, we don't have the extraneous manpower available. Well, I guess we do. We could go total, but we do not have the war support needed to make that happen. So this stuff, I'm not sure if any of these are actually different from vanilla. They seem pretty similar. I don't play a huge amount of vanilla anyways. I play mostly Kaiserreich. So I'm not really entirely sure. And then you have a couple of these guys over here. This mod does go back until, the World War One. You can have like a 1910, I think, is the earliest start that you can pick. So you have like a bunch of these guys over here who are from World War One that you can get. You cannot pick them after 1936. And you have military staff, which again seems similar to vanilla, but I don't play a whole lot, so it might be different. Then you have the guys that are from the first World War. So that's that, and you do have some subjects over here, a bunch of Reichs protectorates. They're probably going to die very quickly. Decisions, like I'm pretty sure these are the normal vanilla decisions, but you have emergency factor conversion, women in the workforce, war bonds, your fixers. You got some maybe developed oil fields, which maybe we might want to do actually. Foreign influence, we can we're not going to do that, but I guess you can improve your fasci support and get some army experience in your puppets. Intelligence agency, don't have one, and which is surprising for this time period. We don't have one. You have a bunch of research slots over here. And the research tree in this mod, it kind of reminds you of like the Road to 56 tree, but longer. And you can see it goes all the way right from 1910 all the way across to like 1956, which is pretty obnoxious. So we have a lot of stuff researched. We're up to 1942 guns. We have Panzerfausts. We have second mech level. Mech does not give you you don't get the bonus associated with this like I think you normally would at Mech 3. You get the bonus at Mech 4, which is like pretty far away. You get some special forces, which we also have. Also horses and bicycles. Horses in this game, also note, horses only go 4 kilometers per hour in this game, which is surprising. It's like they don't actually move very much faster. Because I had debated using horses in my tank units because they use a lot less fuel. But horses do not move at 6 kilometers an hour in this mod, so it didn't actually help at all. Yeah, like if you look at a horse division, max speed is 4. So I mean, I don't understand the point of horses in this mod then. They don't move faster at all, which is pretty sad and fucked up when you think about it. Alright, so support companies is like, I think, basically the same shebang, except it goes longer. Logistics is later. Logistics does not give you a fuel savings in this mod, which is kind of a, that's very unfortunate, because we would have liked to have had it as Germany, wouldn't we? And then we have this mortar company over here too, which I guess gives you some organization and breakthrough. So you get some breakthrough if you decide you want to get yourself some mortars. Fair enough. We have maintenance. Maintenance, sometimes for these scenarios where the enemy wants to grind into you, maintenance can get you a whole bunch of free equipment. You still have to actually win those fights to get that equipment, though. When we look at the situation in the east, you can see like that's a little bit unlikely. You do capture a lot of equipment when you close encirclement, so it's like that's something that you might want to put on your tanks, in addition to having the reliability. We have the field hospital. Armor, so armor tree again. The Great War portion looks pretty fucked up, but then you get back down to something that sort of looks normal. We see we've abandoned the light tank path, but we have some medium tanks, we have heavy tanks. We could get modern tank. It's getting close. I'm not sure if it is... well, you know what? They're cheaper. They're cheaper than the King Tiger, so maybe the standard Panzer is what we want. But we'll see. You start with a line of Tigers that you can get for full production efficiency, but maybe you'd want to go with the E50. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't want the E50. Stats are better, it's faster. It has less heart attack, but no big deal. It is cheaper. It's cheaper even. This does cost 4 chrome, where this costs only 3 chrome, though. And chromium we don't have a whole lot of, so maybe we're better off with the Königstiger. At the moment, we'll see. So we have artillery, and this mod you have the howitzer, which gives you additional breakthrough. So for all these artillery fetishists who are like, I don't want to make tanks, I want to use artillery and attack with infantry like it's World War I. Why can't I win in Hearts of Iron 4? Now you can take howitzers and you'll be slightly less dog shit. Get some extra breakthrough. And mortar companies too get even more breakthrough, and you can play on Grand Battle Plan. You can LARP as World War I if you want. So you get that. I noticed some of these buffs are like a little bit random too. Like you get soft attack, you get hard attack, you get some piercing, you got breakthrough, breakthrough again. It's like that's a little bit weird. Usually those do the same thing. Like it's just like a soft attack buff for artillery, like normal, I think. And you also have this like super heavy artillery over here. Railway guns or whatever that you can get, which are very expensive but have quite the thick breakthrough and soft attack stat. I don't think we'll be making any of those, but they exist. We have anti-air, we have anti-tank, and we have the rockets. So there you go, that's the arty. Land Doctrine. This is like, I guess, your Great War Doctrine tree, and it looks like there's only one of them. And you come down over here. We went down mobile warfare side, and unfortunately, we picked the armored spearhead side, which is usually not what you want. Usually, you want the mobile infantry. It tends to help out a bit more than the. So your problem is that breakthrough on your tank units is usually enough, and you can get way more organization by boosting your infantry org, and this will also give you better recovery rate. So even though you get a bunch of tank org over here, I think you wind up with more overall organization, and this also helps out your infantry. Yeah, all infantry mode mech org plus 10, and then you have tanks org plus 3, plus that fat 15 org on motorized and mechanized. And then the breakthrough is the breakthrough is wasted, right? So it's like the point of coming down this tree, this side of the mobile warfare doctrine, if you're going to play with tank units, is sort of pointless. Breakthrough is like defense, except on attack. So if you have more breakthrough than the attacks you're receiving, the extra breakthrough helps you not at all. Like it's like the only thing you really pick up coming down, going through here is you pick up the breakthrough tactic, which is a very nice tactic. But is it worth it not having this over here? And this does absolutely fucking nothing for your line infantry, whereas this for your infantry would give you at least plus 10 org. So that's like, usually you'd want to come down mobile infantry side and not do Blitzkrieg side. Blitzkrieg would be like, The extra breakthrough is nice if you're going to do like a Space Marine style unit, in which case you might want to come down Blitzkrieg, but not for Germany. We will pick fire brigades. You definitely want that. Navy. So this is all your Great War Navy. You have pretty much everything except for that second transport level. And then over here we have, again, we're missing the last transport level, but we have everything here for Navy. I notice there's no modules in this, so this seems like very basic bitch Navy. Naval Doctrine, like I guess we have a gap there, but we were on trade interdiction, and we were, we're a decent way down the doctrine tree. Air, also kind of like a weird air tree, but starts to look a lot more familiar once you start getting to the 1936, and you have like your basic planes, and we have the first jet, and jet engines are researched, so I mean that's nice. Don't think it'll save us though, not what we need. And we're on battlefield support, and we're a decent way down the doctrine tree. Engineering, so we have radar up to 1945, or radar tech, which is quite nice, and then we have some of the decryption and encryption, which is old. So I'm thinking maybe this mod was not designed with La Resistance in mind. That would explain a lot of things. What it is. And then industry. So in this mod, you have trenches, I guess, that you can build. Better trench conditions. Like, I mean, I guess that's interesting. Of course, we're way past that. You can still build trenches, though, and the way trenches versus bunkers work in this game is a little bit weird. Like a bunker only costs 2,000. It always costs 2,000, which is pretty pricey. It's almost as much as like an AA battery. So like if you want to spam out cheap fortifications, you'd build trenches. And trenches are 500 plus 500 for each level on. So like you probably want to build trenches until you're at trench level 3, and then you just build bunkers because they're the same cost, and bunkers don't have a scaler on them in this game. They just always cost 2,000. And trenches are 500 plus 500 for every one before it. So your first one is 5, your next one is 1,000, your next one is 1,500, your next one is 2,000, all the way up until beyond that. So rubber, unfortunately for your refineries, you have a synthetic rubber plant and you have synthetic oil plants. You do not get a 2-for-1, and they are separate tech lines. And we are on dispersed industry, and probably want to continue down with our dispersed industry. And efficiency cap and efficiency growth. I mean, maybe we want the flexible line instead of the streamlined line. But we want to get down to the extra production over here, so we'll pick that. I think we will start maybe getting the standard Panzer. I don't know if we can afford the chromium, though, is a problem until we retake the Balkans, but I mean, you want to have it so you can make that switch when it's available. So we'll get that. And I think also we probably want the anti-air upgrade. I don't think we're really going to be able to seriously contend for the air. We have too many fuel problems. So those are going to be my picks for the research. At least for this initial setup. And if I have to come back, I won't record any other setups. I might go over it if I change the strategy, but I think for this we'll save that. So we've picked our researches. Let's see, diplomacy. I mean, not really going to be relevant. We're at war with a bunch of people, and we have some puppets that we saw in that first screen. Trade. So trade is pretty rough for Germany. You'll see this little little pile of sand looking thing over here for that, and that's grain, and grain is used to produce rations, and rations you need to field units. And it would make more sense, I think, as like a fuel mechanic, but it's just equipment that they have. Like, so if you look at your divisions over here, they require rations, and rations you get from grain. So as your guys fight, they lose equipment, then you need to replace them, or you take a strength penalty, and I guess that's how they decide to represent that. So you have rations. And otherwise, so Germany, we have a little token amount of tungsten, token amounts of chrome, a whole bunch of steel, decent amount of aluminum, and some oil, and then some grain over here too, a little bit of rubber. Not having tungsten or chromium is a problem for tank production, obviously. We can trade from overseas, and like from the I've done a couple trials in this scenario, and the Allies don't really seem like they have all that great interdiction, at least at the start. So probably what you want to do is just like gobble up as much fucking oil as you can trade for to support your offensives, and you can trade with Venezuela for oil. they will trade with you, and they have quite a bit available. So, get that fucking oil, get her in there, and I hope you as much as you can before you start. Like, I'm assuming the allies will raid you at some point, or maybe the AI is bad enough that they don't in this mod, but we'll see. So there's that, and otherwise, the only land trades you can get is to Sweden, and Sweden thankfully has tungsten and chromium. So you can trade with them, and then maybe you want to get a spy agency and improve relations with Sweden to make sure you have access to more of that to trade with. That might be something we have to do. Construction. So I just threw down those 2 ports over there, and we'll try and save these guys over here. 36 divisions is a lot. I would rather not lose those. So we'll make a play to try and save them. Yeah. We'll do that. And otherwise, what else should we build? I think maybe we start preparing trenches. We already have bunkers over there. Only got some mountains over here. That's a lake. That's probably our weak tile, to be honest. Level 3 Bavaria. We'll try that. It might get pushed back pretty far, but we'll geez, we'll maybe try and hold that line. Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. The red beast comes at you pretty hard. Fucking Russian bastards. Communist dogs. Awful. So maybe we'll build that for our construction picks. Dockyards. We're not going to be able to build planes. The problem with planes is, like, we just have no fucking fuel is the issue. And that's not going to, like, even if we manage to clap France, it's not going to change. Otherwise, it'd be nice to keep this. These lines are like lines when you start a game. You can change these factory alignment, and they will keep their production efficiency. So it'd be nice to have some nice efficiency on fighter. Air war, very important, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. So we're going to abandon the air. Mechanized, I guess we can keep. I don't know if we need this many factories on trucks. Mechanized equipment, I guess we'll go like that. So for their tanks, we're going to go and we're going to take this. We're going to swap this over because we are in dispersed industry. We're going to try and keep that, and we'll get ourselves the medium SP anti-air number 3. We'll convert from stockpile. We'll also get ourselves a line of infantry anti-air. I think maybe we just want to convert our artillery into anti-air to get that retention. Where's the anti-air? The anti-air always has a fucked up picture too. This thing over here, see, it's got this. This is your infantry anti-air, but it has that weird picture on it. We'll do that. We'll drop our support equipment down. I'll probably only need 3 factories, maybe more. We'll go up to 20 on rations. I think we just cancel that gun line. I think we go like that, and then we'll trade for some tungsten with the Swedes. Go like that. National focus. So there is a focus tree, but like I think at this point in time, I don't think any of the stuff is actually going to save us. I think we do have some operations over here. Battle of the Bulge. Focus is not currently implemented, it says. You get an event for the Battle of the Bulge anyways, so I think we just go on construction engineering. Okay, so that'll be a pick for focus. Submarines in this game, like, I think let's build some convoys, just in case we do start getting raided. And then we can build some subs, which you're probably not going to use, but like, I mean, I guess maybe if things start going well, we might want to try and siege down the UK. We'll pick the this level, I guess it's 7 in this mod submarine 3. And this does not cost tungsten like submarine 4, so we will make this sub. Submarine, of course, probably not going to save us. So we will go like that for our production queue, I think. Okay, air wings, deal with that later. Outdated equipment. So we do have the STG-44, but I mean, we just need guns at this point. Any gun will do. We have the Sonderkraftversorgung. So we're making the Mech 1. We do have Mech 2 available, but I think we just make Mech 1. You know, let's actually try and upgrade to the Mech 2. Fuel usage 2.4. What's the fuel usage here? 2.4. You know what? We're gonna have to, like, it won't matter. We'll just stick with the Mech 1, and I'll explain why later. We're not gonna be able to get the speed bonus, so we're not gonna have anti-air anyway, or air supremacy anyways, and also because most of our tanks, like the obsolete Panzer IVs, like not be pierced, we're gonna have to splash a heavy tank, which is gonna reduce our speed further, making the speed from Mech 2 a little bit redundant. So that's why we'll just stay on Mech 1. So we'll go like that for our production, for the setup. Airs, you start off with 1,500 close air support planes, 1,680 fighters, and 100 tactical bombers, and they're all stacked on like one way oversupplied airbase. You need to deal with that. And you have this shit over here too. That's normal airbase coverage. You want to send these guys over here or over here, depending on where you decide you want to make your play early game. So there's that. Recruit and deploy. So let's go through these really awful templates that they give you. So for whatever reason, they stick you with these 24 width infantry templates. And we don't have an anti-tank line, but all of our units have support anti-tank in them. And we have engineers, and we have recon, and some artillery. So we're going to have to probably swap that up. I think we go down to 20 width. We get ourselves some support anti-air. I don't even know if we have enough. We probably even have a deficit of support equipment right now, but it's not too huge, so we'll pull that out, and we'll make this the rifle. So we'll go with that for our infantry division. We will save that, and we'll convert over. But we have these are the templates you start out with anyways, and thankfully you do have some army experience to play with. You have 18 width cavalry. So how does this stack up to an 18 width infantry division even? Like the speed is the same, which like really fucking throws me. Guess you have the better organization with the cavalry. No, this is org. There's also the support companies considered. The support companies do leech org. I don't know. They seem like just straight bad in this mod. So that's what you get. You have this like silly 6 width template, another 6 width template. Volks Grenadier Division. So this is like the infantry division, except it doesn't have the our engineers in it. Mountaineers, infantry division with mountaineers essentially. The Fallskirm Jagger, so like your 18 width paratroopers. You have 24 width motorized. 18 width mechanized. You have this 10 width trucks with a light tank on it. You have 14 width trucks with some light tanks. This is your Panzer division that you have, which is unfortunately an 18 width division, which is trash. You know, of course, like why don't they just give you 20 width divisions, right? So you get this, and you have these supports over here, and you will notice because this is a cavalry support company. This is like the same that we're used to be in Kaiserreich, France. The speed of this division is only 4 kilometers per hour because of this fucking support company over here. If you remove this, you go up to 9.4. Go up to, you see? So this is like a really stupid template that they give you, and you're going to want to ditch that immediately. You can either go to the motorized recon, or go to motorized recon, or you could just remove the recon company entirely. Might be the better idea. But we'll deal with that. We have to be a little bit careful how we spend our XP. Of course, we don't have a huge amount of it. We have the 6-width SS motorized, 12-width cavalry, and then this abomination of a template, which has no supporting infantry whatsoever. It's just straight Tiger tanks and a bunch of support companies. And even though it's a straight, like a straight tank company, they've thrown so many support companies on it that the armor has dropped down to 77.9, which is probably good enough. Anyways, I think the piercing that you generally see in these AI units is around 68. 65, 68, I think. Maybe some are 63, I think I've seen. But like 70 is good enough, but still. Like, if you don't spam these support companies on your unit, like, look how much armor you get from not doing that. So, if you are getting pierced and you're playing and you're like, why am I getting pierced? If you spammed 5 shitty support companies onto your unit, that's probably why. It's tanking your armor. We have that, and that was our garrison template to start with. And then we have the Sashirung's division over here, which is 18 width with military police. So I think right away we want to make ourselves a 40 width tank template. So we will duplicate this. And we'll give these guys the lightning bolt symbol. We will switch this for a wrench. I'll pull that out. So we'll go like so. And your template changes are cheaper in this mod. I can notice they're only like 1 army experience. Like, that's nice. So we'll go like that, and we'll go with motorized. And we can maybe swap out to mech later. Or maybe we just stick with motorized. I don't know. It's a tough call. We do have some mech, though. But we might want to put our 5 factories on it. I don't know. It's a difficult decision. It's difficult decisions to make here. So yes, we go medium tanks. This is a medium tank. Just Panzers, yeah. Okay. And you see this armor is only 58.5 though. So the problem is this division gets pierced. This gets pierced easily by the Soviets, and even the Allies have anti-tank in them, and then your division is dog shit, isn't it? Can't fight. Like, you know what? Maybe yeah. So what you need to do is you need to throw in a Königstiger battalion. So you throw in the heavy tank over here, and you see now our armor is up to 73.3, which is enough to not be pierced if we're at full strength with up-to-date equipment, which probably won't be the case, but the increased armor from having the Königstiger battalion there will definitely help you not get pierced. And I think I was watching some of these other YouTubers' videos, and they commented that the tank divisions did nothing. And I think that's why, is that they were playing with, they didn't look at the templates. They didn't notice they were getting pierced, or they saw they were getting pierced and didn't do anything about it. And then of course, if you have no armor bonus and you're playing with a shitty tank division, well, I'm just going to throw a medium tank on here. Medium tank gets to 40 width, and we'll throw the supporting anti-air. Ain't much. And once we start getting those medium SP anti-air online, we will replace this medium tank with 2 medium SP anti-air, I think. We'll go like this for a 40 width template. And we'll see if that works out for us. So if you look at a template like this, right, like the so first of all, I mean, your hardness is okay. That's nice to have. But these divisions over here, you notice that Soviet has. It's like this shit all has anti-tank in it. So you're gonna get pierced, right? And then you look at these statistics on this unit. They're not that much, like compared to like a 40 width tank division. It's gonna be double, obviously, right? It's like they're not that much stats, and the armor is what kills you, though, right? It's like the armor is only 58.5, so you're attacking in. Like you had your tank units, you have these infantry stacks over here that you're attacking into. Probably you don't have better stats than the infantry stack, and then also you have no armor bonus. So of course your tanks do nothing, and of course your tanks are slow as fuck because you know, if you don't update the cavalry recon detachment because it caps you at 4 kilometers per hour because of that. So I think that's like one of the major problems you have in this game is that your division templates are just such trash. Like I don't know. I think maybe the guy who put this scenario together was throwing when he gives you this, but it's pretty fucking awful. And of course, if you have the 24 combat with guys, I mean that's not going to fit evenly into 80. So you're going to take combat with penalties, I think, unless they've changed that mechanic in this mod. So that's that. So those are the templates we're going to make, and then I don't know if we'll be able to consolidate everything into this template. So we will go, and I think we just remove this. Or we replace it with the maintenance company. I think we just replace it with the maintenance company. And now our speed is at 9.4 kilometers. So we go like that. I don't think the recon actually, it does increase your movement. No, it does not actually increase your movement speed. The trucks actually drop it. Go figure, right? So that's a little bit fucked up. So the battalions do different things. But if you look at your stat card, we have the armor. You know, we're still somewhat fast over here at 6.6. Will the truck recon actually help us with this? No. But the important thing is we put a Tiger battalion in there, and suddenly we cannot be pierced by these red dogs and their allied compatriots. So I think those are like the templates that I like for this mod that we're going to try to roll out with over here. So for the army, so we'll start over here in the Norway. Of course, we did disband 2 divisions that were kind of stranded in the Mediterranean. So in the Norway, you have these infantry divisions. You have 7 infantry divisions, 2 Mountaineers, and 1 6 width. So there's that. In the Italy, over here, which is like I'm just going to pull these guys out probably. I think is my plan. You know what? Let's we'll just go. So these guys will just call this all East Front over here because that's how we're going to split it up. Anyways, we'll take it apart. Let's see. It's a real fucking nightmare, like different division types. It's such a clown show. Okay, so you get 17 Volksgrenadier infantry divisions, which are the ones without the engineers. 85 infantry divisions. 3 of the motorized divisions over here, which are just like the 6 width. 4 motorized battalions, which are the 24 width. You have the Mountaineers template over here. You have 9 of them. You have a 16 Panzer divisions, which are the template we already discussed. 4 of this cavalry template over here, which is the 18 width cavalry template. 2 18 width paratroopers. And 5 of the 18 width mechanized. You also have 4 of this MP template over here. So that's the army that you have to try and hold back the Reds. In the pocket, you will start with 21 infantry divisions. You have 4 divisions of the 18 width military police. You have 2 18 width mechanized divisions. You have one battalion, like the 6 width motorized. You have 3 tank divisions, which will probably not be very effective due to the lack of fuel in the pocket, of course. And then you have 5 of, okay, I guess not, these are different. So you have 2 Luftwaffe divisions, which are the 6 width over here. And you have 3 Volksgrenadier divisions. That's your pocket. Over here, are these a separate army? Yeah, okay. So this is like your stuff in Denmark and stuff. You have 1 Panzer division, the Reserve Panzer Division, which is the Panzer Division template. 3 units of infantry and 1 unit of Mountaineers. I think we went through Norway already, right? And then on the Western Front, oh geez, not a whole lot over here. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, Western Front got split up dumbly. So we have, there we go. Look at all this. Look at all this shit. It's like what were they doing? Like, you want standard templates so you can like have your production not be such a train wreck all the time. But okay. Anyways, this is a mess you have to clean up when you play Endsieg. So you have 3 of the SS Panzer divisions, and these have this is that abomination of a template we were talking about earlier. That's really stupid. But what we're going to be doing is disbanding these guys. So we have these the Königstigers. That we have over here. And I think these are all King Tigers. We'll be pulling those Königstigers out, and we will be deploying them into our actual Panzer divisions, 40 width size. Okay, so like these were the reserves that we just went over. So this should really be in another theater. Call it Denmark. So I guess not. I mean, it's just why. Okay, so we have that. We have what are these guys? So these guys are even again. Okay, so we have 11 Volksgrenadier divisions. So this is 24 width without the infantry or without engineers. 85 infantry divisions. Why are these guys over here? It's supposed to be over here. Did I fuck that up? I must have clicked on the wrong theater. So we have 3 of those King Tiger divisions. We have 29 divisions of infantry. We have 19 of Volksgrenadier divisions. We have 2 mechanized divisions. We have 2 of these, trash 6-width divisions. We have 5 Panzer divisions. We have 4 of the 18-width paratrooper divisions. We have 1 light tank division over here, and then we have 1 motorized division. So that's your army. And then your navy, which are again probably also just going to stay in docked and not burn fuel. But you have a ghost navy over here that's not even real. So you have to come over here and you have to change the actual color to be able to see it. So you have a bunch of like 1 and 2 sub units and some destroyer units over here. But this is your main fleet. 3 battleships, a battle cruiser, 5 armored cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and 6 submarines in the high seas fleet, which is pretty sad. Just pretty sad. So that's your starting navy. You do start at war with a bunch of people. You have some guys that you can call. These are, like, I guess the game starts over here, so it hasn't tracked these numbers so far. So this is the scary part here, isn't it? Jesus Christ, look at how many divisions Soviet has. Why does Stalin get so much shit? Didn't he have like a famine or something like that? Didn't he do scorched earth? He must be hacking. Fucking Stalin. So you have that, and then the Allies aren't that scary, but Stalin, Jesus Christ, what a monster. So that's the way she goes over here. That's your starting spot as German Reich. And in addition, you'll notice, like, I'm sure you saw, like, most of our divisions over here aren't so bad, but they are mostly under strength. And it's even worse in 1945. In 1945, all of your units start, I think, around 30% strength, except for the guys that are encircled. And in this scenario, most of your guys think around 80% strength. You have some are doing better than others, aren't they? So before we make any more changes, I'm just going to save this game. .44 setup, no consolidation. Just in case we want to come back to that after we've already picked our researches. I shouldn't have saved. I'll have to overwrite that save because I did not pick our laws yet. So I think we just drop down here to limited conscription. We just spend the 750 manpower to get the production. and it'll take us a while to demobilize anyways. We are researching the standard panzers, so like we might want to get ourselves the designer over here. Reliability and max speed for Henschel. Or reliability and the soft attack for Mon. That's a bit low priority at the moment, though. So Theorist, we will get the mobile warfare. We'll get the Blitzkrieg Theorist, and we will get ourselves all the army stuff. We'll get the logistics. We will get the regrouping, and let's get ourselves bomber interception. I think we're just gonna lose the air war anyways. To be honest, we'll just go with the infantry expert, and we will pick the. Do you want org or do you want army offense? I think we go for army offense here. Maneuver warfare maybe would have been, like, I don't think any of this stuff is going to help us at this point. I think we will go for the fortifications guy. Where are you, forts guy? There you go. Fortification engineer. And maybe we want to pick up the silent workhorse for the extra political power gain. We're making a lot anyways, but we might need that. You can spend your political power to lower your war exhaustion. Yeah, let's splurge on the silent workhorse. Hopefully that will pay for itself. And let's get ourselves some oil. So I think we'll roll out with that for our picks over here. Do that. Okay, so like once that's done, you set yourself up. Like the next thing you're probably going to want to do is start consolidating your divisions so they aren't under strength, and then starting to convert some templates over. Like you're there, the Russians are going to attack you like pretty much straight up right away. And I'm not sure it's better to fall back maybe a little bit first. And we do need, so you have two options over here, right? You can either try to push against the Russians and circle some units, or you can go for the Battle of the Bulge and push the Allies. And I guess the idea is to kind of sweep in this way over here, and you're basically trying to Dunkirk them. Again. But for real this time, for realsies. And I've seen a lot of French units over here, but I don't see a whole lot of UK. It's kind of weird. But okay. So like those are like the two options that you can kind of have. Is you can either try and push the Soviets, or you can try and push over here. But you kind of have to do something. If you come over here and try and take out the Allies, I guess you're trying to kill them over here, and then you're trying to kind of schleif and plan that shit. Knock out the French and drive over here to the east, and then try and clean up this mess. There are a couple cheeses that you can do that I'm aware of. Or that I think would work. So like the one I haven't tried yet, but you do get these events that will spawn these shitty Volkssturm regiments, which is like it's a two-width. It's only a 1 battalion infantry unit that you get for the Volkssturm regiment, and usually I just disband them for the equipment. Or either disband them or I convert them to an infantry template and then merge a bunch of them together to get like a full infantry. That's what I've tried. So we've got that. But those are division spawn templates, right? And if you're familiar with the Kaiserreich Civil War exploits, or I think there's one in vanilla too, like the Landsturm Regiment exploit, it might be possible to exploit that to spawn yourself 40 width tank divisions. Go back to one of our old save files and look at the names for those, and then just duplicate that division template, like 40 width tank template, and just try to cheese like that, which is basically cheating. That's extremely exploitative. But that could be potentially something that you want to do if you really want to win this scenario. I think that one's like a little bit gamey for me. I don't think I would do that. I think the division templates to get free equipment is basically straight up cheating. I don't respect that at all, and I don't think I would do it. The other thing you can do, which isn't really, it's very cheesy, but in my opinion, it's not really on the same level as just spawning up, like, I think you'd probably wind up with like a full stack of 340 width tanks if you did the Volkssturm Regiment bug, or exploit, we should call it. But the other thing you can do over here is you do have the option to release some territories. land subjects. No, it's occupations. Show non-resistant countries, and you can release. So the ones that you would want to release are over here. You have Austria. So Austria covers all this land up over here, and they do have that border with Czechoslovakia, which you can also release. So what you'd want to do in that case is you release them, and if you release them as a puppet, then they will be at war with the people you're at war as. But if you do not release them as a puppet, they will just sit there and they'll be neutral, which is great because if you have this land over here in Austria, and then you have this land over here in Czechoslovakia, and they touch with the Alps, the whole entire soft underbelly is gone. You don't have to deal with it. And usually, I did try a couple times with that strategy, and usually, like in the 1945 scenario, I tried once. That didn't help all that much, but in 1944, I think it definitely would. You could get these guys over here and maybe over here. You can probably get a lot of these guys out past that neutral zone. Of course, these guys will be stranded if they are cut off when you release them. But so you need to get them out, and you need to get them out before the Soviets start taking Clay, where you don't have the option to release them because you don't control everything. Like, we can't release, for example, the Netherlands. I guess we could release Greece, though. It says. I guess we have a capital on Heraklion or something like that we can do. But we cannot release Netherlands, even though we have Amsterdam. We can't release a bunch of people. Do Free City of Danzig, which that also Free City of Danzig. Maybe that's something you'd also want to consider too. It's just another tile you don't have to defend, right? So the Czechoslovakia border and the Austria border. I don't think you can release Poland either. But that's going to take all this away. And you can send more divisions up from like down here over here and get yourself a second defensive line set up. And then you have to hold much less land. You have rivers, you have forests. Your life would be a lot easier, I think, if you did that. And you don't lose too much. You don't lose too much by giving up that clay. Like you said, certainly you could take that losses. It would definitely be worth it to get that neutral zone, in my opinion. We could just actually save that scenario over here. I'll show you what that looks like. I don't think I'm gonna try playing from that scenario, like that spot first up, but I'll show you what that looks like. And if you are going to do that, you would either want to evac these guys or you'd want to disband them right at the start of the game so you get all the equipment back before you do that, because they will be cut off and encircled, counted as encircled once you declare that zone. It's like everything in your southern front. You need to either evacuate or you need to disband, and you need to make that call immediately. But what your new front line will look like if you do that. So you give up this land, you do lose some factories, but then you have this over here. So you have rivers, you have forests, and then even once you get down to Seton, you have like even this line you can hold through the forests, and you have hills over here. You can try and hold this. You can try and hold this air base. Like even try and anchor yourself around Dresden, and like try and hold this line over here. Which would be much easier to defend in forests and behind rivers and all this other shit than having to cover. Like, look at the size of frontline difference that would make, right? Instead of having to hold all of this, you have to hold this. And most of your good land is over here anyways. So I think the easiest way to win this scenario without doing the exploit to get a bunch of free 40 width units is to release these guys, pop, and then fall back over to this like maybe here, and then you get pushed back and set up. You have to micro your fallback, but try and play defense in depth. Get pushed back over here, just try and delay as long as possible. Your guys will consolidate. Your line will shorten up until you get to where is that line with Dresden? Over here, up until you get to this line over here, which is kind of like if that position gets broken, it's probably game over for you at that point. But all the way up to over here, and then at the same time, you take the time that you bide, try and knock out the French, and then schleife and plan it. That's probably the easiest way to win this game. And then you can just go and declare war on these guys after, take it back. But you will see that these guys over here, if you try to disband them, they'll say they are encircled because they are cut off over here. I guess the ports don't matter. Ports don't help you out, or because they have Gibraltar over here, right? You won't be able to. That's probably why they're considered to be encircled. So you do need to evacuate these guys first if you're planning on doing that. But that's what that looks like. So we will go up again here. And I think we're not going to try that immediately. I'll try doing it in a less cheesy fashion first. So where do you want to start consolidating? Let's go for the west front. And where are the panzers? We have only 5 panzer divisions on the west front, which is a bit sad. We'd like to have more if you go for the play to try and take these guys out over here. We have these 5 divisions, and we have those 2 SS Tiger brigades over the 3 over here. So I think we disband this unit over here. Where are our other panzer divisions? Then we go like that, and then we'll put them in with this infantry view. So then we go like that, and then we'll convert all these guys to the 40 width template. We shall consolidate here. And we shall consolidate here. And I think that unit we will, I don't think we'll be able to consolidate that because we don't have enough manpower. Manpower 46%, so we need some more manpower. So we'll take this unit over here. We will convert this over to the tank template. And we will merge these guys. Oh, let's get this guy's all the way fucking over here, Christ. Okay, we need the Tigers to move over there, so we'll make the western tank fronts black. We'll go with, no, not him, we want Manstein and Rommel. So we'll go like that, and the rest of this trash. Mech. Yeah, I think. I think we go like this. We'll have these guys be blue. Dabbity dabba die. He will be blue. And we'll go with, I don't know. Walter Model. Unfortunately, this guy's going to be stuck in fucking transfer, which is a piss off because he's one of our better generals. Gerd. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that now. We'll go Von Witzelben or Fedor. I think probably want Walter on the other front. We need someone good against the Russians, hopefully. And like, I don't know, this isn't really a big choice. I will go with Paul Hauser over here. Sure. So we'll go like that for now. And all of these guys are going to be rifles. And we will start to consolidate. Of course, understrength units will not be able to fight effectively. They will take up the same combat width that they normally would, but they will have stat penalty reductions, which will prevent them from like really being able to do anything. Those guys are already pretty full strength. Do that. Yeah, those guys are already like, I mean, there's one there that's like a little bit low strength, but I think we can deal with that. These guys are all full strength. Those guys are pretty close. Maybe we should go with the guys that have the cast protection. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll have you guys form as a front line. And we'll make a very optimistic battle plan. So if you go like that, go like that. Okay. And over here, these guys are mostly already full strength. And this shit over here. Panzer Division. These guys come out over here to help with. I think we'll try, the first one we'll try is we'll go for the Battle of the Bulge, which will require us to group our armies up over there in preparation. The rest of you guys, the infantry divisions now. And we should be able to hold Italy probably for a while, especially if you pull back behind this river line. I mean, the problem is that like this over here is not stable at all, and these guys will probably get cut off. But we'll see. We'll see. So we have that. We have these guys over here. I think right away we just convert these guys to infantry. Which it surprises me that you are allowed to do this because these guys are cut off. But I think you're not going to be able to fight without the fuel anyways. We will consolidate these guys so they're actually able to fight. So you got this one over here. Oh. So that says we lose manpower if we do this. Why? Like, okay, I guess we're not allowed to consolidate. Doesn't look like that's the case though.
Zuhören! Angetreten! Befehle! Bereit! Angetreten! Angetreten! Bereit!
Those guys are pretty full. It's probably just easiest to put them in their own separate stack, right? I should have done that earlier.
Zuhören! Angetreten! Ihre Befehle! Befehle! Zuhören! Zuhören! Befehle! Befehle! Bereit!
So we'll go like that. We'll go like that. Okay, and then this giant fucking mess over here
Ihre Befehle!
of stuff on the east.
Bereit! Befehle!
This is probably super boring to watch, isn't it? You guys are having a fucking great time right now. Click buttons on the screen.
Befehle!
Peak Hearts of Iron 4 experience.
Bereit!
Yeah, maybe Italy should be its own separate front for now, but we might want to abandon them. I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. So these guys over here look all pretty strong.
Befehle!
Infantry template.
Ihre Befehle!
Pull the tanks out. And all of this shit over here will be infantry template.
Bereit!
And we will need to group our guys up.
Bereit zum Ausrücken! Bereit zum Ausrücken! Angetreten!
Go like so.
Zuhören!
These guys need to head over here to attack the allies.
Befehle! Angetreten!
8 units over here.
Zuhören! Angetreten! Bereit! Achtung! Bereit! Angetreten!
Those guys might be okay.
Ihre Befehle!
We'll consolidate these two. These guys are all full up.
Bereit! Bereit! Achtung!
Like so.
Angetreten!
Guys are all full up.
Befehle! Angetreten!
Those tanks might have to stay where they are. I think this one we can get out though.
Ausrücken! Achtung! Angetreten! Befehle!
Those guys out.
Befehle! Achtung! Zuhören!
Yeah, I think those guys, these guys over here probably are going to have to, well, no, these guys might be able to come out.
Ausrücken!
Like the rest of the stuff, but we do need to actually hold that line.
Bereit zum Ausrücken! Zuhören! Ihre Befehle!
What, Mr. Modal?
Ihre Befehle! Angetreten! Bereit! Achtung! Bereit zum Ausrücken!
Some of those guys look on sketchy levels of strength, but I mean, it is what it is, so we merge our units together. How we do that, and I think maybe we start falling back over here.
Ihre Befehle! Ausrücken!
We'll see how much time we can buy against the Red Menace. And we might want to abandon Italy and start pushing up to this line over here in Munich.
Bereit zum Ausrücken! Befehle!
Those guys are green. There's planes and stuff there too. Jeez. I think we will abandon Italy. We got some mountains over here we can try and hold. Like, I mean, it's not going to happen though. This is
Ausrücken!
to
Befehle!
retreat in the east.
Ihre Befehle!
And we will attempt to hold in these other places, at least for now.
Angetreten! Ihre Befehle! Zuhören! Zuhören! Ihre Befehle!
I think, well, yeah, we can't afford to waste an army group on 6 divisions. And he's got 4 already. We need to split this.
Ihre Befehle! Befehle! Ihre Befehle! Achtung!
So we will see. We might have to micro that retreat in order to save the most guys we can, which is going to be very tedious and frustrating.
Befehle! Bereit zum Ausrücken! Bereit zum Ausrücken!
Alright, so I think we go like that. I think that will be our first try at a setup for this run, and we'll see how it goes.
Angetreten!
This reserve Panzer division can come out over here to help out with the Battle of the Bulge.
Ausrücken!
And we'll save that setup. Attempt 1. Alright, so that's all for this video. Again, this is like a lot of, I Probably pretty dull going. But if you're interested in playing this scenario and you want to see how the solution is won or how we arrive at the solution, like this is like pretty important to like show this stuff, I guess. I think a lot of the other people who've done this on YouTube, it's just like, here's some highlights. You can look at that, and then maybe you're successful, maybe you're not. But that's it. This is my first attempt at my setup strategy. So, Lover Freeman signing out.